Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Kaga. Well, today is one of those happen to have a great round. Actually, this is a particularly interesting round just from what I got at the end of it, and I don't feel like spoiling surprise just yet. So, please take the time and watch the video today. So, what are we in for today? So, this is your Tier 7 Japanese heavy cruiser, the Myoko. And this is North. It's the it's pretty much your normal battle on North with the 4-point domination game mode. I know it's kind of funny about World of Warships when they increased the chance that you'd get the domination game mode in any given match. North seems to get it more than any other map. You know, maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comments. You know, maybe it's just my luck. Maybe it's just when the matchmaker is queuing up those matches. I don't know. Certainly be interesting to see, you know, get some data on that. So, and maybe it's not without good reason, too. I mean, North is, for all intents and purposes, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corridors on that in this area. And you put the 4 capture points in the 4 most important of them, or the 4 that's easiest to have good, meaningful combat. No, maybe there's a good reason for it, and maybe it isn't just me, or maybe it's just my timing. Ha! Maybe we'll figure that out. So, how many times have you been sitting there in your heavy cruisers and pondering, how do I get that damage in? And I'm asking this question, and you've probably asked this question too, when you've, especially if you've been trying to get those Arpeggio Blue Steel missions done for those special premium ships with all those really interesting tribal patterns on there and whatnot, and been trying to balance the need to be effective at dealing the fire, getting those extra citadel penetrations in with AP ammunition, and making use of your torpedoes if you have them, like on the Japanese cruisers, or I think even the German cruisers have it too. And you've been sitting there trying to ponder how to be aggressive versus how to be passive when you need to. And right here you see me being a little bit aggressive with those torpedoes. He's still out of range, but at the same time I'm looking at it going, he might go in. He might go into range. And I fired them off just in that hope that he would, because when I launched those torpedoes, he was at an attitude that was going to lead him just into the range, and just kind of hoped that those would connect with the targets, but it looks like he's adjusted course, because, you know, there's a lot of pissed off blue ships over here, and he'd be the only red ship coming into range there. So, okay. Looks like those torpedoes were fired in vain. Oh well. Big deal. Torpedoes are cheap in this game, right? So, we're going to go ahead, put some more pressure on him, try to get that aft superstructure on fire, just get those shells to connect, and we're going to now put our attention to this cruiser right there, because we have the HE loaded. Now we need to switch to AP, so he's the one to take the target on, because I'm probably not going to penetrate him, but he's on low enough health when those connect, so boom, we'll pick up that kill. If I had to choose between 2 cruisers, one that's mostly broadside on and one who's turning off, I will 9 times out of 10 pick the one that's broadside on, because even if he's turning off, there's still a chance where I can get a good citadel penetration. So when one turns off and another turns broadside, well, the guns do the same thing. They switch targets. So again, that's why I take the shot at the Pensacola, then switch off to it appears to be a Furutaka. Why I'm facing a Furutaka in what appears to be a Tier 8 battle is it looks like somebody divvied one up with what appears to be a York, which I dare question their logic in that. Or maybe it was a larger failed division than that, but I'm not certain. I'd have to look at the team lists again. Not that that's important. We're going, at least for the moment, we're going to just go ahead, switch fire to this battleship. He's more of a threat to us right now than the retreating cruisers. So let's go ahead, let's hit him, let's put that fire to work. Let the time start sending him to the bottom. We're gonna key in, put in another salvo. Not certain he's targeting us, so I'm going to turn in and give myself time. And this is going to give me time for the specific purpose that if I turn in, then I have the option of turning into his shots and presenting a narrow profile. And it looks like that salvo is enough to pick up the kill, so a little bit of fire damage and focused fire from allied ships was enough to send him to the bottom. Alright, so I've got the AP loaded up again. I'm not feeling confident about the shot on the Furutaka, so I'm going to take the shot on the Pensacola instead. And that's one of the things that just getting used to playing these 203mm guns is you got to take the shots that you're confident enough with, but also you have to be willing to switch targets. You can latch on all day long, but you know, all you're doing could be wasting ammunition, like you see there. An ally picks up that kill. Okay, so, alright, we've got AP loaded. Just gonna send it at that Tirpitz. Switch to HE after the load. It's gonna take less time, so we're gonna go ahead, and at that range we should get some penetrations through the deck. 8 to 10 hit. That kind of damage. It looks like only 6 of them penetrated, but you know, that's enough. It is enough to at least start sending him to the bottom, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit him with that fire, and it looks like he uses his damage control ability, so we're going to see how long that ability is going to be active before it gets on cooldown. The second salvo connects, lights him on fire, it instantly put out. Okay, it's still active, but chances are it won't be active for a third one, yeah? Well, let's find out. Oh, okay, nope, 7 of 10 hit their target, doesn't set a fire. Try that again. We'll try that again and see if we can have ourselves a barbecue. Barbecue. There's something I haven't had in a while. It'd be good to eat, you know. And it looks like we can connect with that one. So we get this opportunity shot on this North Carolina, because I don't see his guns pointing at me, but the Tirpitz guns are. So we'll try not to give my broadsides up to the Tirpitz and keep the guns firing on the North Carolina. We set him in fire in on the quarterdeck and rear superstructure. Okay, we're going to send another salvo out. It looks like the Tirpitz has seen better days, so, and it's only got 2 of his turrets facing me. So I'm going to get that salvo in, drop the speed, kick the rudder, and watch those shells sail harmlessly overhead. Now, that was not really so much as like pure skill as much as me giving luck the best chance I could ever ask for, and the random number generator that determines where battleship rounds go said you get to live today. So again, we've got roughly 26 to 30 seconds or so of reprieve from the Tirpitz firing on us. We're going to get a sneak in another salvo, and then going to see if we have a shot that way. Up, we saw him fire. It's clear to come in for another salvo or two. Going to go ahead, put them forward, fire. I'm going to go keep an eye on our flank here. There's still some things over there that could do us some damage. Boom. Okay, he's sunk. Alright. And that's one of those little subtleties that you have to get used to in your heavy cruisers, is that everyone and their brother wants to kill you. If they can get the shot, they'll probably take it. If you give them easy shots like your broadside, you won't live very long, and you won't have rounds even up to this point. So we go ahead, we send that shot against the Pensacola, it sails overhead. That's when an enemy Atlanta decides that he wants to make his position known. Alright, we're going to send another salvo at the Pensacola and take the opportunity to switch to AP ammunition. Alright, that's one of those other things. In terms of target priority, the closer I get to this Atlanta, the more dangerous he becomes to me. So it behooves me to start applying pressure to him rather than the Pensacola, who appears to be engaged in an all-out retreat. He's not even trying to fight me at this point, whether he's out of range or is just saying, screw you guys, I'm going home. I'm not certain about that. We're going to send another salvo there. We connect. One of them's a citadel penetration, and that changes the game entirely. Well, at least for the Atlanta. For me, it's business as usual. So again, we're going to go ahead, connect, see if we can connect another salvo. I'm starting to get a feel for how this guy is evading, and I'm refining my aim shot after shot after shot. And as you can see, we're dialing in what he's about to do more or less before he does it. We're not perfect at that. I don't think anyone can be, but we're just able to get close enough that we can start making that extra little bit of difference and hopefully send him to the bottom that much faster. Okay, so we took off at least one of his turrets there. They won't be firing at us. Part of the danger is starting to pass with him, but that's not going to mean that we're going to not try to keep killing him. Oh, no, 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 no. This wouldn't be a wargaming product if we did that now, would it? So we're going to go ahead, we're going to plant another set of salvos that way, all the while using his nearly suborbital shell arcs to almost evade his shells the way I might play a Toho game, or rather those scrolling bullet shooter games, rather. So take that shot. Go ahead, look, oh, that one connected. Alright, no more Atlanta. And now, one of those moments where you see a low health cruiser, you already have the AP loaded, you fire just in an attempt to try to get the damage in first. It's not quite enough because you didn't spend all the time you needed to get that shot in, and an ally picks up the kill. Oh. Lesson learned. Make certain that you have a good firing solution before you pull the trigger. Sometimes you'll regret it, especially when you're having a round like this, you're on 4 kills and going, oh no, am I gonna let a Kraken get away? So right now, there's a number of options we have. So long as that battleship is alive, I'm not in a hurry to get the B point, because that would just be highlighting myself as a target. Granted, his bow is pointed the other way, but it wouldn't take him long to turn that around. And so long as he's there, I imagine the Pensacola will be trying to move out in support of him. So this will leave C completely unguarded, or mostly unguarded, which means that in conjunction with an ally, we can go from having 1 capture point to having 3 capture points. So it behooves me right now, with the point totals starting to swing in their favor, to go after the extra capture point. And it looks like an ally picked up the kill on the North Carolina, and that leaves the Pensacola. So the Pensacola, seeing our formation, will be turning the other way, heading towards D. Knowing this, I will load the AP ammunition prematurely, or in advance of that, expecting him to come in a direction that I will be able to fire on. So again, I'm not going to change my plan. I'm going to head into C because it's going to take him a while to turn around, and I should be able to catch him. And there he is. Okay, so right now I see it there. Put in the front batteries there. I don't want to slow down and try to go for the full broadside just yet. And the first reason for that is I'm not certain about the lead, and 2, I don't want to give him that extra bit of time that would afford just yet. So there he is. He's now firmly spotted. I can now afford to take the time to aim the shots and be roughly sure I'm going to get some hits in there. And right now, those look good, those look good, those look good. Bang, bang, bang. 2 citadel penetrations. Boom. Okay. Can we finish it? Okay. I'm going to fire again. We only fire 4 of the 5 turrets because we don't want to give up too much to his return fire. Bang. There. Done. Kraken. Alright. So, we managed to do 121 shell hits there. managed to get 4 criticals, sink 5 ships, that got us our Kraken. We did a fairly good amount of fire damage that time, setting 12 fires, and managed to also blend in some good citadel penetrations, 4 of them to be specific. That's, I think, around 21,000 or so damage with these 203mm guns. It's a good result. Oh, and surprise, it says missions, Myoko, completed. Can it be? Can it be? Yes! Yes, it is complete! Ha ha ha! Goodbye, mission. I'm happy. So, we did pretty well for experience, just edging below the allied Hatsuharu, who did more base capturing than us. Well played to him. And that's a tip to all not all battleship, but all warships players, is that if you want to do a little bit more in terms of your research for experience, go ahead and grab a base capture or assist in a base capture. It will help out your experience gains a lot in this game right now. So don't go ahead and start shortchanging yourself the ease of your grind by just pursuing damage and ignoring capture points. So speaking of damage, holy crap, that is a lot of damage. If I've done my math right, it comes out to a grand total of 119,608 damage. That's a lot. So, and that comes down to knowing when to blend, or how to blend your use of the HE and the AP rounds on your heavy cruisers. That isn't to say that you won't eventually get a round like this by simply spamming all high explosive or all armor piercing, but it makes it a lot easier to get rounds of this level if you switch ammunition fairly regularly, depending on how your targets are oriented. So thank you for having bared with me for the last 17 minutes. I hope that it was an entertaining video or insightful in some of the nuances of cruiser gameplay, and I hope that you enjoyed my close off to the Arpeggio Blue Steel Myoko quest. It's kind of funny that this second closeout to the ARP missions mirrored my closeout to the one for the ARP Congo, in that it was also a Kraken round, and it also was in the Myoko. The link to that video will be in the description box down below. Check it out if you have time, or if you haven't seen it already. 2 great games, by the way. So, thank you again for having stuck with me, and look forward to future content to come. More World of Warships content, definitely. Some Armored Warfare, and some War Thunder stuff to come. So if you happen to like this video or other video on the channel, please consider giving us a like down below and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. So, once again, thank you, and good day.